A slap of the bass.
What's up, Jobin?
What's up, flabbin? What flabbin? What you call me?
Did you call me Jobin?
Jobin?
So I'll see you there, or I'll see you at another time.
So are you coming or not?
Yeah, what are we doing?
I'll be there, Magooch.
Oh, well, this is not the I Love You Man show, but
could be.
It could be. You know, next week, who knows?
Great film.
Oh,
great
fantastic.
Quality film.
Like, I might crush an edible later and watch that. I'm not going to lie.
There you go. There you go. What are we doing here on a Tuesday evening?
Well, see, the thing
this is weird, right?
Yeah. Well, on Sunday, we did the Oil Rumble preview.
No, on Saturday. Gosh.
Saturday, we did the Oil Rumble preview. And then that happened on Sunday. Sunday is when we would normally preview LPW 22, but the Oil Rumble was going on. So we had to
yeah, we couldn't preview it because there was implications.
Yes. We had to figure it out.
Yeah.
We got to figure it out. The Oil Rumble figured out everything. So we're back today.
Shaw is War, aka Canadian Goose, is in the house. Honk, baby. Hit that like button. 25 likes on the stream. Blair's taking his shirt off.
Mars was all about that.
Mars is all about a shirtless grain maker, and I kind of love it. So we had to move some things around, and you'll be in Edmonton Friday for this LPW 2022 event.
Yes.
So we can't do the old Saturday normal or Friday, whatever we were going to do. We couldn't do it. So we do it on Tuesday, head of the show. We got it figured out. Big week for LPW. Kill Crow's in the chat. What's up, friend? How you doing? Go check out Kill Crow over on Twitch. Love it. So yeah, we had to wait because we had the Oil Rumble on Sunday. Yeah. Biggest event in LPW history. Over 7,000 people in attendance at Rogers Place. What a day. We have a new challenge champion in Zoe Sager. I'd like to say that I called it.
Look, there was more people at the Oil Rumble than there are for some episodes of Dynamite. Let's just say it how it is.
Out there, we got Sierra in the house. Dustin's in the house. Everybody's Dustin. The official number, because I am a bum and didn't have it off the top of my head, is 7,952 people strong. So got to see MRB defend his grand championship against Michael Allen, Richard Clark. Got to see the Clandestine Society retain against Parallel. Sorry, Barat. Got to see a killer triple threat with T.Y. Jackson taking on, oh my gosh, Jared Rogers. How could I forget the wily veteran and Reed Matthews, the thickness?
It's his arena.
I know, right? I'm sitting here and then we had the Rads taking on Seven. What a night. And if you want to catch all of those wonderful matches, the Travis Williams Zoe Sager match is up on YouTube currently. The rest will be available on Love Wrestling's Patreon. So go to patreon.com/Love Wrestling CA. All the footage is there from the Oil Rumble, so you won't miss out. And if you have a couple dollars to spare to subscribe, you will get those matches. And I can tell you, friends, from what I heard, it was a hell of a time.
See, that is the perfect segue because you're talking about the Patreon. And one of the things that the Patreon always has are the LPW Clandestine Society shows. That's you want to find that action, that's where you go check it out. And there's some incredible content up there, some great matches. Now, you may have heard one of our guests' voice up on there because he was co-hosting with Big Bad Boris. Now, at LPW 22, he's going to be joining full time,
making it official.
And I figured that is the perfect way to bring him on.
First time on the show. First time on a Love Wrestling stream, possibly.
So make sure you give a warm welcome, because joining us right now, Dash, what's going on, buddy?
What's the good word? What say you, fellas? I couldn't be better. Are you kidding me? Is there anything going on this week? I haven't heard.
No, not at all. Not at all. We got nothing going on. It's a slow week. That's why we're hanging out on a Tuesday night. But we can't. We card president. What's up to Ken? Saying good evening. Mark. I can't say what he said, but he did say F the Rads. I have a feeling that's a certain someone that wants to see you take your top off. Kyle says good show. So Dash from Dash of the Park, you're officially going to become a member of the commentary team with Big Bad Boris, who will be here shortly, friends. I know that he is running a few minutes late, but he will be here. So tell us how you got hooked up into this gig, and what are those clandestine shows like for you? And now you're going to get the call up to the quote unquote main card, even though we think both cards are equally as good.
How did I get called up? Geez. You know what? It's kind of the love of and a mix of the love of my two favorite things. It's hockey and wrestling. And as we all know, Spencer has a shoot job as well. And we kind of mix and match in that hockey world. And one day I just shot my shot and said, I want to give you I want you to give me a try. And it kind of worked out somehow. I'm not sure. The first iron gate that I had to get through was Big Bad Scoops. He'll gladly pile drive anybody that sits in that seat beside him and doesn't say things correctly. So I think you guys heard it last episode. He, banged out the kinks a little bit and showed me the ropes. If I'm shooting, he really humbled and got one of the best guys that you could ever have in this business sitting beside me and showing me the way. But I tell you, the guy's got a weird sense of style and a weird, taste and a weird, I don't know, those guys from Calgary are a little weird. They're, I don't know.
Hey, we saw on Saturday night,
fan, that guy.
Even at the Big Bad Boris compound, I mean, him with Mrs. Boris. I mean, you had one Oiler fan, one Flame fan, and who knows what fireworks went off that night, because I know it was a hell of a game. So
I've been in that compound wearing my Oilers garb as an Oilers fan, beside him wearing his.
Now
gear.
I am probably.
In fact, you know what? Let me remind everybody that Boris and I had a wager on the Heritage Classic outdoor game in which I had Boris wear a Edmonton Oilers hat, both on a Thursday and Friday show.
Oh, I bet he loved that. I know the least about hockey out of everyone here, but I thought the Oilers were bad because weren't they bad at one point this year?
You know what, Pluggo? I'm just happy you haven't pulled out your book and started reading yet. Okay.
I only do that. I only do that when I'm not interested in the topic.
Oh, well, hockey usually does that to you, with my experience.
Not yet.
The others are just set a record.
No, I know that. But I thought early in the year they were really bad.
Yeah, 2-9, and they basically haven't lost since. They're an absolute wagon.
So I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Hey, Mrs. Pluggo. Speaking of not crazy, I was definitely not crazy when I married that amazing woman. Hi, Mrs. Pluggo.
Do you not know how to read, Pluggo?
What? No, I don't know how to read.
I'm sorry.
I got books though.
We can teach you.
It's all for show. It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick. When I pull the book up, I'm not reading anything. But if you're in the chat, spam that like button. We're trying to get to 25 today. We're talking. So we got that Clandestine Society card, kind of not so much pulled up because they haven't announced matches, but we got who's going to be there. I did see MRB announced for the first time ever. The LPW Grand Championship will be defended at this Clandestine Wrestling show on Thursday against a wrestler of his choosing, and a little birdie named Ophelia Payne told me that it's going to be JPJ.
I hope not for JPJ's sake.
Right. I need my co-host, so hopefully he's not getting the call.
Now
you said a little birdie, and I thought you were going with the Canadian Goose there for a second.
Honk, baby.
Maybe Goose is stepping up to the plate.
Maybe we'll see.
To find out.
So, I mean, we do have some of the announced participants at the Thursday show, so we'll start throwing them up, and just so you know, some of the wrestlers that you can expect to see there on Thursday. And I should mention, Thursday night clandestine shows are a very fun time. Like, you will not be disappointed if for the sole fact that the entire Jared Rogers family is there and they like to support the Wiley veterans.
It's Jared Rogers show.
Yeah. So now, fresh off of his challenging MRB at the Oil Rumble, you are going to be able to get to see Michael Allen, Richard Clark at the LPW clandestine show. And you know that he is going to be looking to rebound after that loss. Besides him, we also have on the docket, we have Zoe Sager, the newly crowned champ, Zoe Sager.
And new.
Yeah. Taryn from accounting is going to be there.
TFA. TFA.
One of my favorite, Wolf Boy Will Mandela. Oh, you like that?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And the Clandestine Wrestling Society champion of salvation, the Rhinestone Cowboy, Stephen Crow will be there as well. I'm excited for Stephen Crow with his newly won championship to be there.
Yeah.
You know, just saying.
Newly won championship. How about that new attitude?
Well,
What do you think about it? How do you feel about this new attitude from the clandestine side? You're the one on the front lines.
Oh,
he's in.
Wow.
He's in. He's committed.
I mean,
you're not one of the fans that like feel slighted because they turned to bad guys, quote unquote.
I like what the Clandestine Society did in LPW 21. I think they made their statement. There's no more messing around. It's time for business and business only. You guys heard MRB. He couldn't sleep. Now he's been sleeping. That's a lot of rest. It's been a lot of time to think about this. And the thing about Michael Richard Blaze is no matter who he gets his hands on, he will unlock your full potential. And he has like a superpower in doing so. Taryn and Steven are living proof of that. The fact that they're not going to worry or be distracted or pander to the fans and just get down to business every night by any means necessary. I'm all in, boys.
Yeah. Can't argue that. You can't argue that. You can't argue the success.
I mean, they ended the year draped in gold. So when it comes to professional wrestling, that's exactly how you want to be. Kicking 2024 off in big ways. And I mean, following the Oil Rumble Thursday night, they're going to be in full gear there. They're going to be in full attendance, putting on a show for everyone. So we're going to see a whole lot of the Clandestine Society.
A lot of the times there's 4 matches that night. And, you said it earlier, Blair, man, there's no better bang for your buck than that Thursday show. I've dropped more money out of my wallet by accident than you could use to get in the door of that place that night. And
it's a good way to look at it.
Oh man, I've probably spent 10 times that at the pub and not known it.
The thing
is it's just bang for your buck. There's value top to bottom. There's 4 matches. Is there 5 matches this time? That's a stacked lineup you just presented. Is there 2 title matches? I don't know.
Maybe. Might be. Possibly. Yeah. I will say this, though. We will be on IWTV for that show.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. That'll be I think that's the first one that's live, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be live on IWTV on Thursday night. And then we'll have the Friday show live as well on IWTV. That'll definitely be the first one. Because I think we put 21 on retroactively.
I think so. Yeah. Because 21 was still on the Twitch, if I'm not mistaken.
Which is going to be awesome. Which should be huge with more eyeballs on the product, and people are going to get. They're going to get their money's worth even more so because you'll be able to watch it on IWTV. And if you subscribe, you'll get access to just a bunch of wrestling.
That's the thing. I mean, IWTV, the subscriptions are cheap as borscht. You may as well $10 and you're going to get to see LPW, all of your favorites there. And then you're going to see them a lot of the LPW roster has competed in WrestleCore. Well, guess what? WrestleCore is up there as well. So, I mean, you're going to get to see so many different promotions, going to get to see your face. And I can guarantee you'll go on there, you'll start kind of digging through the crates, seeing what's on there. You will find something else that you like on there. I can almost guarantee it because there are so many options. It is worth it. Go check it out. I need to sip my Coke after that.
Well done.
And Pluggo, I can't hear what you're saying.
Now you can.
Yes, now
I hit the mute button. Isn't there
That's the most genius thing I've ever heard you say?
Hey, and we have events 17 through 21 up there right now, as the big boss has said, and more to come. So yeah, get yourself acclimated. If you're new to LPW, get yourself acclimated by going back and watching some of. You won't be disappointed. And I'm not just saying it because the boss is in the chat. It is one of my favorite independent wrestling promotions on the planet. I'd love it even if I didn't work here.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of independent wrestling and things,
it's also my favorite boss that's in the chat.
I mean, I'm not going to go that far. Spencer likes to yell at me, so I mean, I like Zach because he's like, it's a more gentle approach. He still yells at me, but like it's gentler. Spencer just like spittles and like yells and throws things in his office every Friday morning, and it's just no. I love Spencer.
You can give me your real opinion. We're past the 12-minute mark. Don't sugarcoat it, Pluggo.
Hey, it's your first time on a stream. I'm not trying to get this pulled, okay? So let's go ahead. Let's just roll with it. I'll tell you I'll give you the scoops off air as Boris. Right. I was gonna say since we're talking independent wrestling, why don't we really quick, because we're stalling because we want to talk about this card with Boris, if he makes it or not. I don't know what he's doing. Partying, probably
big timing you. That's what he's doing.
Big timing us, like he likes to do. What was that match that graphic you had me download that we should share upon the world here, because that's gonna rule.
Look, big news dropped yesterday. You have seen him wrestle in LPW. You've seen him wrestle all throughout Canada. You've seen him wrestle in Defy. He is one of my favorite wrestlers. He is very incredibly talented. He is one half of Sinner and Saint, the Prestige Tag Team Champions. He is a part of Sovereign. Well, Defy just announced yesterday that Judas Icarus will be facing off against Mustafa Ali at 7, February 9th. Now, look, Mustafa Ali is on his world tour. This match, I am not joking, has banger written all over it. Like, if you have not bought tickets yet, I recommend you go out of your way and grab them. You know it's going to be streamed up on Remix shortly afterwards, but this is the kind of match you want to see live and in person. I can guarantee you. You have two of the most talented wrestlers on the independent scene right now. These two are absolutely going to crush it. I love this matchup.
This is an absolute banger alert. This is going to rule. The world tour, like you said, is in full effect. And who better to wrestle than Judas Icarus? Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Judas and Ali are going to crush it.
Defy, I see you. Good for you. Good call. Good call.
Now, Boris is going to be here shortly. Hopefully he hasn't big timed us.
I just messaged him and asked if he is big timing us, and he said no. And then he's just confirmed that he'll probably yell at me when he comes on the screen that the Thursday show is not going to be live on IWTV.
Oh,
I must have misread the memo.
Okay. Well, we're going to start talking.
Sometimes I get real excited and I just say things.
It happens.
And it is what it is. I can't read, so I just spout off at the mouth.
Just assume.
And then Shaw saying that Judas is very good. Yes, he is fantastic. Dustin saying you can also see MRB's Infinity Gauntlet match on IWTV. Very cool. Very cool. We're at 11 likes, friends. Let's keep it going.
Well, let's start running through the matches. Boris can join us as he gets here. We'll start with some of the scramble multi-mans and we'll progress. So how's that sound? You good with that?
Okay, and then of course, Boss is saying we are good with that. Boss is saying Thursdays are always Patreon exclusive. You know, I had thought that, but I was just so excited for us to be on IWTV that I literally just put everything on IWTV. Beards will be on IWTV, Brunch Gimmick on IWTV, all of it. I'm kidding. I feel like Gunther when he said that he's going to win the Royal Rumble on Sunday. And Michael Cole was like, no, Saturday, Gunther. Anyway, yeah, let's run through this awesome card.
Okay. Now, let me just queue up the first one. Now, there's a couple multi-man matches on here with big implications. So let's start off with the first one. We have the Contendership Gauntlet. And in this matchup, we have El Assassino, Dean Richter, Bharat Garani, Larry Woods, and Rich King.
Wow.
That's
Wow. Wait a minute here.
yeah. Oh,
So Dean, big time Boris is here.
yeah. Daddy Dean.
Daddy
Walking out
Dean
the
and
haters.
El Assassino are kind of a team now, and then you've got the Rads as a team, and Barat's by himself, and Larry said he's willing to do whatever it takes to get back to MRB, so I'm pretty intrigued on if that means he's got to go through his brother-in-arms, Rich King, and how that's going to play out.
Now I'm waiting for Boris to give us a thumbs up that he's good to go, and we'll make sure that he. Oh, there we go. Boris.
What's up, big time Boris?
Now, listen. I don't know, Dash, if you're aware of this, but you're able to get YouTube in cars these days. I do not have peculiar. Frick, I'm all askew. I don't have peculiar fashion sense. I don't have peculiar taste. I'm actually pretty damn awesome, and I will pile drive people in the seat next to me, and your ass might be the first one.
Oh,
I don't want that smoke.
Bring in the smoke.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, holy crap!
I'm just impressed he can figure out how to use YouTube in a car.
Literally walked in the door and ran here, so just let me get.
Stalling out. Yeah, Boris is
Apparently
frozen in time.
Computer, yeah.
It's this
You
cold.
know, I guess when you're a Hall of Famer or a PW Hall of Famer, you can just show up whenever you want.
Did you
Sit in that chair whenever you want. Hang out backstage in the green room.
Did you hear anything I just said?
Get margaritas.
No, you were glitching the entire time.
You're frozen.
I filled for you. I filled in for you, just like I always do.
I was saying nice things about Dash. I said nice things about you, Dash. I said that you're always good with me, and I was saying that Thursday's show, not IWTV. I believe those are still saying on the Patreon. But Friday night will be our maiden voyage on IWTV.
Now, with the let me throw up the match again. Here we go. With the contendership gauntlet. I mean, look, you have almost like we've seen Dean Richter and El Assassino, you know, they have relationships before. You have Larry Woods and Rich King, who are part of the Rads, and then you got Barat all by him lonesome here. This match, I mean, Barat's got to kind of feel the heat in this one, I'm thinking.
Bayrat's kind of a man on an island in this match,
Yeah.
but you'd have to think Sheik Akbar Shabazz, where Bayrat Gorani goes, Sheik Akbar Shabazz is not far behind, and of course they don't hesitate to stick their nose in business that is not theirs. So I'm sure he will be in tow and be close by if needed.
Now, Dash, with this bad boy, what are your thoughts heading into this multi-man?
Well, you say that Barack Garani is on his own. Do you want to take the most brutal and vile and remorseless guy in WCW and back him into a corner? I'm not being that guy. When was the last time that the Rads could trust each other? I think I'd go Bayrat all the way.
The Rads looked pretty good on Sunday afternoon, my friend. You were there.
Yeah.
You were next to me. You saw that live in your face.
I did see that. Yeah. And I mean, it's a hell of a war those guys have had with Seven. That's going back and forth. And I just, the way the Rads steal opportunities from each other, and I don't know.
If we learned anything
are they gonna...
from the last gauntlet match we've had, it's all about placement. It's all about where you get placed. I mean, Michael Allen Richard Clark made the best to get in the 4th spot in his gauntlet match. So I'll be interested to see who's in those final 2 spots. Could be some team on team action, or Barack Garani fighting off the world.
Yeah, this is all about luck of the draw, just like with Michael Allen Richard Clark getting that shot. It's all about the draw, and if you're lucky enough to get that last spot, you're kind of sitting in the catbird seat, so to speak. Now, the thing at the top of my screen here, it says LPW 22 preview with Big Bad Boris for exposure. Do the people see that, or is that just internal for us?
That's just internal for us.
Okay, because my biggest pet peeve, I'm going to be like a bit of a diva right now, but my biggest pet peeve in the history of the universe is when you put 2 R's in Boris. If I see that again.
Oh,
jeez.
oh, shoot.
Speaking
Guys-
of being a diva, are those
guys on the
Princess
show 4
Lila's
times,
ear muffs there? Are those, that's a pretty coat of blue on you.
Guys on the show 4
they're-
times, and he has a rider.
They're
All of a sudden.
silver. It's silver. It's not blue.
Mm-hmm.
Watch this. Watch this, Boris. Fixed it.
Yeah. See, that's why I love
There
you.
you go.
Great guy. Great guy.
All right, so I mean, picks. Boris, who you got in this contendership match?
It's
I
so
love
hard.
seeing that.
It's so hard again because it's all about the luck of the draw. But I mean, both of the guys in the Rads look really good, and it's hard to it's hard to not focus on them, especially if the draw. If would one of them lay down for the other, or like if they ended up facing each other, or would they go at it as sportsmen? It's hard to pick. This one, it's hard to pick because of the draw. I don't know, man.
You mentioned one thing, and that is, would one of them lay down for the other? And I mean, we saw last fall that, Larry, he had that contract signed before, anyone else in the Rads could do it. So he had that opportunity. I wonder if now, like him and Rich are the last two, if maybe he gives it up so Rich gets the chance.
He owes him a solid.
Yeah.
Listen, boys. If you guys, the Patreon that I've been pushing all show,
yeah,
there's a little interview on there right now with me and Lumberjack Larry Woods. And Lumberjack Larry Woods said he will do anything and everything it takes to get his hands on the Clandestine Society, more so MRB. So I have to feel, if we're in the moment, in that spot, I think Rich would understand. And they would just have a fight, and may the best man win. But I don't know who's stopping Larry right now. He's trying to get back to the top. He tasted success. He tasted the gold, and he wants it again.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
you just
motivated.
said it, Pluggo. There's a lack of focus there. If he's worried about the Clandestine Society, he better have his eyes on this gauntlet match and not be worried about the Clandestine Society. Larry Woods has taken an absolute beating. He's been a warrior. He's taking chair shots. He's taking chains and books to the head. He's been dragged all over to that arena so ravagely that Boris called it a crime. And he's going to step into this LPW 22 and be fresh as a daisy? I don't think so.
I'm going to go out on, I'm taking Bayrat to win this one. I feel like coming out of the Oil Rumble, they didn't get the win. He's going to be fired up for it. Sheik is going to be backstage, but I feel like that Bayrat's going to rise to the occasion, and he's going to he's going to get it. He's going to win it all and get that championship match out of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get him.
I'm glad we have that figured out.
Oh, say it with your chest. Let's keep on pushing. We're halfway to our goal of getting Blair to take his shirt off, by the way.
Well, all right. Here's another one for you. The LPW Scramble Championship. We've got Jack Pride defending his championship against T.Y. Jackson, Michael Allen, Richard Clark, Mars the Specialist, Sheik Shabazz, and Jody Threat.
Yes.
So quickly,
Now,
going back to the last match, this does prove that Sheik Akbar Shabazz will indeed be in the house. So that is a wrinkle going back to the last match that he, maybe
he'll be there.
He's back. Yep.
He's busy though, but he'll be there.
Very busy. This is a loaded scramble.
Has Jack Pride forgotten how to work a scramble match? He hasn't done it in a little bit here.
Who's better than Jack Pride in a scramble match?
Nobody.
You're the human scramble machine.
Okay, I'm throwing it out there.
As much as I hate to agree with that, she's right. I mean, he doesn't get ready; he stays ready. The record speaks for itself in what he did last year, and it's hard to bet against the guy. But man, there's some talent. T.Y. Jackson, Sheik Akbar Shabazz, Jody Threat coming back to LPW. She's been everywhere doing everything. So this one might be the biggest odds he's faced yet, but it's tough to bet against the guy.
I mean, never mind a wild card, but the wild child, Jody Threat, she is going to be a ball of energy in that match. And you've talked about how much there is action all over the place. And I feel like this is the perfect match for Jody Threat to be a part of. And throwing her into this match, we could see a new champion coming out of it just for the sole fact that she is so unpredictable.
Yeah. But again, it's Jack Pride, man. This is his specialty. Their specialty, I should say. But we can't sleep on Michael Allen Richard Clark, who, again, it just came up short at the Oil Rumble. He's looking to make a splash. So what better way than to win the Scramble Championship after coming up short to the Grand Championship? But I don't know. But my money's until Jack Pride can't get it done, he can't. I'm going to say he's going to get it done.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to bet against him.
Hard to bet against the guy that, and I say this every month since the Scramble Championship has existed. It's hard to bet against a man that will literally do anything and step on anyone to get what he needs done. And that includes his own group. That includes himself. He might be the only wrestler that gets in his own way just to make sure that he retains that championship.
Now, I mean, do you think that at some point in time we see Mars kind of have enough of this? Enough of following Pride, enough of being a part of Seven? Because here's the opportunity. There's going to be so much going on that maybe he sneaks out a victory in this one.
If Mars knows what's good for him, I think he'll fall in line. Mars does nothing but help Pride retain this title, is really what it comes down to. Seven is strong. And I think that, a belt is just a belt until its holder brings the title its prestige. And Jack Pride has brought that title its prestige, is the only one that's ever held it. I just can't see that changing, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know the inner workings of Seven. Thaddeus Archer is kind of managing that whole thing along with Jack Pride, and they are. I mean, there was a blip at the Oil Rumble, but they're always, focused, always ready to fight, and I think they're stronger as a unit than the sum of the parts. I don't know how much Mars wants to strike out on his own. I can't pretend to know what's going on in his mind, but there's been a lot of success, and his aggression and his focus has been brought to a different level since he's been part of Seven. So I can't speak to what's going on in that group, and I wouldn't even want to guess because I would probably be shut down in a hurry by those that are in the know.
But let me ask you this, Boris. When was the last time Seven didn't have a strategy?
Never. The next time will be the first time.
Thank you. I rest my case.
You mentioned the Oil Rumble.
I hate when you're right.
For those,
I mean,
of
you picked Pride too.
now,
We're kind of both right. I'll give you that. I'll throw you both.
Boris mentioned the Oil Rumble. For those of you joining us now, make sure you check out the Patreon to see the matches. All of that sort of stuff are going to be put up on there. Currently up on the YouTube, the Love Wrestling YouTube, you can see Zoe versus Travis from the Oil Rumble. So you can definitely check that out.
By the way, Boris, you missed me gloating about picking Zoe. I was the only one that picked Zoe.
No, I heard it. I heard that. I heard everything. Don't you worry. Just quickly, a great afternoon, an absolutely smashing success. The whole thing could not have gone better from just a production-wise and behind-the-scenes getting things done-wise to what went on in the ring, to the relationship with the Oil Kings, to the amount of fans and the reception. The whole thing was fantastic, and couldn't be happier other than all the snow. Couldn't be happier. I was able to curse the Oilers that night too, which you'll see begin this evening. The curse is in. The Oilers will lose tonight. Mark my words. It is 5:33 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I put my Calgary Flames adorned socked foot directly on the ice and cursed them. There's photographic proof of it. And you will see tonight the Oilers will lose. Continue. I'm trying to find the
timestamp that when I need to send an entire city after somebody when they're retired.
So we'll clip that out. We'll clip that out as soon as that third series ends.
My Calgary Flames adorned socked foot touching the ice. The curse is on.
I'm surprised you didn't get thrown out of the building.
I made sure there wasn't a lot of people around when I did that.
Yeah, no kidding. I made sure of it. Trust me.
And I may be chased out of town with torches and pitchforks, so I may not be at the shows this weekend. But
this just in: Boris is not invited back to the Oil Rumble 2.
But and Dash, you were there. It was just a great afternoon, a smashing success.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to the scramble, is it Jack all across the board?
His favorite team's hat.
That hat. Yeah, I can't go against Pride.
Yeah,
it's the stats,
It's pride, but this, if there was ever a time to do it, it's now.
This is going to be the roughest.
This is the roughest one
the
he's been a
deepest
part
water.
of. But until Pride doesn't have it, I won't believe it till I see it.
Will I get heat if I don't pick Mars since he's part of Stephanie?
Yes, you get heat every time you don't pick Mars.
Okay, well then I'm picking Mars. I don't want heat, so Mars is going to win.
Hey, listen, I take the Barat heat every time because I pick against him every time.
Then stop picking against him.
It's fun. He's a Memphis Grizzlies fan. I can't help it.
I don't want that smoke.
I like all the smoke.
Okay. For the LPW Tag Team Championships, we have Ride or Die versus the wily veteran Jared Rogers and
that mullet.
Question marks. Look, I'm going to say it right now. It's not Marco Stunt, okay? Because I know that's what you're going to say.
No.
Well, that just brought up a painful memory plug, you bastard. Anyway, continue.
Oh, you mean the time that I said Marco's not in the chat and you ran with it and were wrong on Quizplex? Not my fault.
Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, mystery partners are always fun. I've got no idea who's going to come through that curtain with the wily veteran Jared Rogers. Team Ride or Die are, clandestine. They're operating at an incredibly high level right now. Jared Rogers, I hope he's got a nice hired gun to help him out. He's working at a high level. He looked great. He came up short at the Oil Rumble, but he looked great in the ring. I talked to him beforehand in the locker room. He told me how nervous he was, but he certainly didn't show it when he got out there. And Jared Rogers matches are always fun. The fans are always into it. His family, like you were saying when I was listening in the car, the Jared Rogers family, always there in support. And crazy things happen in this business. Hey, anything interesting happen in wrestling today, by the way? I've been away from my phone. Holy crap, right?
If you were up at 6 a.m., like they just dropped all the news right then and there. Like I woke up
that's
to
another
everything.
Story for another day.
But Blair, before I let Dash say his piece, until it's officially announced, anything is possible. Marco Stunt could be his mystery partner.
You know what? If I didn't get sidetracked at work, I was going to ask Zach to make up another graphic that just had in brackets, not Marco Stunt.
Oh, I'd cry.
I just got too busy.
I don't know who Jared Rogers is bringing to the fight, but all I know is he better bring somebody who's willing to bring it and go that extra mile to take down Ride or Die, because they're a well-oiled machine. They've got the history. They've got the chemistry. Now they've got this new side of them that we haven't seen in quite some time. So, and then Jared Rogers is in the chat. Holy crap! Wily veteran. I will not confirm. Thank you. He's not. Thank you. So it is possible. That's why we love you, Jared. No. Jared,
you gave him hope.
Yes.
A little known fact about Jared Rogers: he loves vampires. Big vampire fan, which I think is pretty cool.
Trying to think
That's an inside joke that only he'll get, but it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Well, there's 20 seconds of your life you'll never get back, boys.
Don't worry. For me, it was worth it.
I remember when you yelled at him on the curtain jerkers thing when he was like, "Who's the Spice Girls?" You're like, "How old are you?"
Well, we yelled at him about something else at the show. Actually, there was something.
Leave Jared Rogers alone.
Another. He was either an actor or a musical artist or a band or something, and he said he didn't know who that was, and we yelled at him all over again for that too. I love that guy. Great guy. Great guy.
The wily veteran doesn't have time for this pop culture. He is too busy
making
the ring, making towns, running ropes.
Yep, up and down the roads.
Yeah.
All right, Dash. Who do you think Jared's bringing to the fight, and B, who do you think's winning this fight?
Yeah.
Wow, I got a lot to unpack there. All right, Jared's out there, so you know what? I'm going to give respect where it's due. A 19-year-old stepping foot in a pro wrestling ring at Rogers Place, probably for the first time. Who knows if it'll ever happen again? Youngest pro wrestler to ever be in an event at Rogers Place.
Yes, sir.
Probably the only pro wrestler and the first pro wrestler with the last name Rogers that'll wrestle at Rogers Place. That said, he got dropped on his head pretty damn hard too. So I hope he's okay.
That's true.
Whoever he brings to the fight better be ready for one. You know, I think that it's going to take everything that he's got, no matter who he brings, because that's going to be a battle. You know, it's going to take some sort of pretty miraculous event, I think. In fact, like maybe we'll actually see Jared Rogers' finisher instead of the surprise roll-up one of these matches, but that might end one. Until then, until I see that, I don't know. It's going to be tough for me to go with Jared, but all due respect.
Maybe Jared's going 2-on-1 here. Jared, you're in the chat. Tell us who it is, man. Let us know.
Any scoops, Jared? Come on, a little
more.
more.
Well, wily veteran, let us know.
See, the thing,
apparently the element of surprise is lost on you guys. Come on now, give him a break. Smart. This is smart.
You know, normally
this is true. It is a smart move to not reveal your partner.
Wait a minute.
Look,
because
wait a minute.
They can't prepare.
Blair is going to be in Edmonton this week.
And he just did chest.
Jared
just do chest day.
And he's trying to go tarps off.
I am trying to go tarps off.
You know what? It all adds up.
That's my pick. There's Jared Rogers, surprise partner right there.
Which we are like 10 likes away from the tarps off if we can get it done. But yeah, it does the element of surprise for the Clandestine Society. They can't be too happy with not knowing who they're going to face.
Look,
I don't think they care.
If it was anybody else, I would say that there might be some concern. But Ride or Die has just been on another level the past little bit. And I got to think that they do not have a worry in the world when it comes to this. And I hate to say it, but like it has been all systems go with them. They are on they're crushing stuff right now. So, I mean, are they really concerned?
Whoever shows up is getting their numbers crunched.
Yeah. Are they really concerned about the mystery partner? Are they concerned about me? I doubt it.
Well, it looks like he can neither confirm or deny that.
Maybe it's a new faction with Jared, myself, and Marco Stunt.
Yes. One day you're all gonna eat shit, and I'm gonna be right. You're gonna be like, "Damn, I only guessed him to be the surprise entrance 10,000 times, but 10,001 I was right." So.
Just wait till Friday when you're watching on IWTV, and we both trot out there with them.
Yes, let's go. All right, who's the
Jared Rogers carrying Marco on his shoulders?
Yeah,
and we got Dustin saying it's JPJ. Shaw saying he's not busy Friday.
Can I talk about JPJ for a second? Because I owe that man an apology.
Did you snub JPJ?
I did not. No, I was very, very happy to see JPJ. And when I met JPJ, like I've only ever seen like his face. I've never seen an actual photograph of JPJ. And like, you know how you picture what people have? In my mind, for some reason, JPJ was like 6'4". And then I met JPJ and like great, super nice dude, great guy. Super happy to have him around. But I said to him, I thought you were going to be taller. And then I was thinking at work today while I was working, I was like, what a dick thing to say, Boris. So if he's watching, I meant no disrespect to JPJ by saying that I thought he would be taller, but just in my mind, he was 6'4", and JPJ is not 6'4".
He's a short king, baby. He's taller than Spencer, though. I saw that picture.
Exactly. Spencer's a good 6 feet.
Mars.
How tall are you, Pluggo? I picture you about my height, like a 5'10", 5'11" kind of guy.
I'm a 5'9"er.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 5'9".
Blair Pacheco's like 6'8".
6'8" doing chest day.
That's right.
5'7.5".
The confidence of him to take his tarp off.
Anyway, I didn't need to hijack. Continue.
No.
27-inch pythons.
But that's the tag team. It's hard to make a pick, so I think we'll let it slide. We don't have to make an official pick on the tag team championship match because we don't know. There's just an unknown. So once it's announced,
whoever's showing up's getting their numbers crunched by Terrence.
There you go, Dash. Put them on the glass.
Goddamn titles.
I love it. I love the confidence, and I love me. It doesn't matter who shows up because I always pick TFA, Ride or Die, every time. It doesn't matter. They could face, 7 Mitsubishi Gallants, and I would pick, Ride or Die.
I hope everybody has fun.
Yes. That too. But then we wouldn't have wrestling, as Boris says.
True. Okay, we got a few more to run through. We've got Reed Matthews versus Eli Surge. The thickness.
Two things. First of all, great to have Eli Surge back in an LPW
Yes.
ring. It's been a few months since we've seen him. And Reed looked great at Oil Rumble. Reed was on the top of his game.
And had some new gear.
Yeah, some new gear, but he extra focused. And I spoke with him before and after his match. And yeah, he's got a new year, new focus, new Reed. And I think this is going to be a big year for Reed Matthews.
Yes.
I would even like to go one step further with that I think this is his year where he holds gold in LPW. Yeah. We are going to see him with some singles gold. Don't know what title, but
that's what I was just going to say. If we're talking 2025 and Reed Matthews hasn't held some kind of gold,
yeah,
it would be a mistake on, something tragic had happened in terms of, I don't know, somebody. Oh,
it would be shocking for sure.
Shocking,
yes.
Tragic. It would be a mistake. It'd be all of those things. He's so good. But yeah, Eli Surge is fun too. Shaw's saying Eli Surge is not real. I think what he meant to say is birds are not real.
Yes, Eli is in fact real.
Very real.
That tinfoil hat, money worth thousands of dollars.
I'm wondering, do we see Bigfoot? Is he going to be there?
Maybe Bigfoot is Jared Rogers' partner.
We've talked about, Reed facing off the Mitsubishi before. There's a Zamboni there.
Was there a stare down?
There's a Zamboni last night. I'm getting all my shows confused.
That edible you said you were going to have when you watched I Love You, Man. Did you already have that already?
No, not yet.
No? Okay.
Oh.
I'm not saying there isn't going to be a Zamboni at LPW 22. I'm just not saying there is going to be a Zamboni.
Look, Reed Matthews is a goddamn Zamboni, and he's
might be the goddamn Bigfoot.
Did he fight the
Zamboni
at Rumble at all?
I was going to say, I assume there was a stare-off between the Zamboni and Reed at the Oil Rumble, and that Zamboni is going to be a surprise run-in at 22 and take out Reed, cost him this match.
There's two Zambonis at Rogers Place, and neither one of them wanted any part of the thickness.
I bet you one of them doesn't even work now because of Reed.
That could be very true.
It's on the unemployment line.
One of them isn't working because they had to suck up the sweat of that disgusting Calgary Flames sock.
The curse. Just wait. The curse is real. So excited.
Now, you mentioned Eli's making his return to LPW. You know that he's going to want to come back, ball of fire, get a big victory. What does he need to do to beat Reed? That's the question.
He needs to be good and he needs to be lucky. Yeah, that's just what it is. And he's very talented.
Boris is right, but yeah, you're goddamn right. Yeah, for sure.
He's in tough on
Boris
this one.
Nailed it. He's got to bring it all. He's got to have it all. Week after week, month after month, I can see Reed focusing, sharpening that focus and, remorse lessening and violence increasing. And I don't know. I think when he flips that switch and he makes it all about Reed Matthews instead of all about Zoe Sager, we're going to see a wrecking ball. I don't know what it is. And you know what? I want to give Eli Surge his respect because I tell you what, he's a lot of fun in the ring, but when the tinfoil comes off and the bell rings, that guy's no joke either.
Yep.
So I fully expect this to be an absolutely hard-hitting, smash mouth, violent, thick match. I think it'll be closer than we're giving them all credit for, but yeah, I mean, Reed is on some kind of tear right now.
Hey, it doesn't hurt to learn under Zoe Sager for the last year. Yeah. See what it takes to be a champion week in and week out.
He's been the muscle behind the hustle. And this could be, like we said, it's going to be a big year for him, but he's going to have a very, very tough roadblock with Eli Surge kicking things off in January. Any picks for this one?
Reed.
I got to go with Reed.
It's
not going to be easy, but it's a Reed Matthews night.
All right. Now I'm assuming the Grand Championship match will be the main event. It could be the challenge one. So we have both matches left. So we'll run with the challenge one first, and then we'll continue on. But we have Zoe Sager defending her newly won LPW Challenge Championship against Vert Vixen making her LPW debut.
Yes. Now,
Vert Vixen been tearing it up. Ring of Honor and AEW and a lot of indies doing really, really well. And it's going to be really exciting to have her on our card. Talk about making a debut and getting thrown right into the fire with Zoe Sager with a new championship that she's going to want to just grab a chokehold on like she did with the Grand Championship. And this one I'm looking forward to calling. It's going to be a lot of fun. Notice how I didn't pick because I'm a wuss and I don't want to.
Because you don't want Zoe to kick you in the face?
No, I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll take my lumps, but again, some of these ones are they're.
Well, why don't we do this real quick? I know we touched base on it kind of earlier in the show, but like now that you're both here, you're both available. What was the vibe like at Rogers Place for the Travis Williams Zoe Sager match when she won that thing in front of 7,500 people? Like,
I'll tell you
because I know that we were torn on it here when we talked about that Challenge Championship match because Travis Williams is on fire. So to beat a name like Travis Williams and then line up Vert Vixen 5 days later, crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you the truth. The way we were set up, we were kind of in the pit and with the headphones on, it was a little bit hard to tell crowd noise. But I think the most crowd noise that I could hear through my headset was for that match. And Dasha, you may or may not agree. But that was the most interaction that I could hear through my microphone, through my headset, was for that match for sure. No disrespect to any of the other talent.
Now, I mean, Zoe's going to have a very tough first defense against Vert Vixen. What does Zoe need to do to win? Because I mean, like you've said, I mean, Vert has been all over. She's been on AEW. She's been on Ring of Honor. She's the Defy Women's World Championship. Any independent that is something has had Vert Vixen be a part of it down in the States. She's coming up here, LPW, making her debut. What does Zoe need to do to win?
I mean, if I'm going to be completely honest, Zoe just needs to be Zoe Sager. She needs to do what she's been doing over the past year, which is intensity and smart and winning. Will Reed Matthews be there in her corner? I have no idea. I don't know what their strategy is. I don't know what the future holds for that duo. But so we're
losing him.
She's put it together this past year, and we've seen it, and she just needs to be so smart there. I froze you guys up. That's how smart I am.
You skirted the line. You skirted the line.
Skirted the line.
Internet? What's the internet?
TNA. Skirt the line. I hear they have that on computers now.
I think what better way
to something as smart as what
I think what better way to cement your new LPW Challenge Championship reign by getting a win over Vert Vixen here and showing everybody that it wasn't a fluke over Travis and that the Grand Championship loss, she's putting that behind. This is a whole new phase. So I got to go with Zoe here because she's hard pressed. I'm hard pressed to pick against her as well.
I will go as far as saying that if Zoe beats Vert Vixen for this championship or retains her championship against Vert Vixen, that she deserves a shot at Vert's Defy Women's Championship. I will say that right now. I'm putting that into the world.
Well, that's more than fair.
Yeah, that when Zoe wins, she should get a shot at
win.
Vert. Yeah.
Dash, how you feeling?
Boy, I got a lot to say about Zoe Sager. You know, I listened to you guys doing that preview show talking about Travis Williams coming in like a buzzsaw and draped in gold and prestige tag titles and success all over the North America with Judas Icarus. And you know what? All I thought about is everything I've known about Zoe Sager for the last 2 months is that she's put her head down and got to work. She's had her shoulder to the grindstone and she's been training her ass off. I've seen it firsthand. I think that Zoe really needs to bring her best, and she always does. I don't know a Zoe Sager that isn't one step ahead. She's always one step ahead. And I don't think that's going to be any different in this match. That said, Bert Vixen, you said it. She's coming in a champion. This is no joke either. I expect this to be probably the show stealer. I honestly think that I don't know if I'd want to follow this match. I really think that when these two go at it and it comes down to it, it's going to be who can hit their move first. I think they're going to be just playing wrestling chess, and if that Z factor comes out, it's over for Vert Vixen. But if she hits that samurai driver or game over, it will be game over for Zoe Sager.
Now, in fairness to that, I just want to point out really quickly that when Zoe defeated Travis Williams, she did not defeat him with the Z Factor, which I was very surprised by. The Ocean Cyclone Suplex was what she used to put him away. I mean, I agree with a lot of what you said, Dash. They both know how to get it done. They both know what it's like to win titles, and it's very, very even. And I think this way it's a pick'em, but I always use this line. It's cheesy and lame, but it's true. You and I are going to have the best seat in the house for that one.
Yeah, buddy, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I changed my mind. I'll go with Zoe Sager. I really think
we're buddies now.
Okay.
Turn the page. Well, from time to time.
This is not what I didn't expect you guys to be agreeing all the time. There was supposed to be controversy and chaos that would get us to the 25 likes so Blair ripped that shirt off. But you all are agreeing, making for just, what are you doing?
Look, I'd rather Boris is on the list of who's getting kicked in the head by Zoe Sager. I don't want to be on that list ever.
But to be honest, I mean, facts are facts. And when you talk about talent like Jack Pride, you talk about talent like Zoe Sager, the facts are the facts and the stats are the stats, and you can't really argue those. I mean, you and I, we go back and forth on a lot of different guys, a lot of different things, but certain things are kind of undeniable.
Mm-hmm. Or intangible.
Like the intangible era. Ooh, Pluggo.
Yeah. I'm okay at this. Every once in a while, I sneak a good one in there. But that would bring us to our main event, Blair.
Yes.
Of the evening, or co-main event, or whichever way you want to slice it.
Coming hot off of the Oil Rumble, Michael Richard Blaze defending his LPW Grand Championship against Von Vertigo,
who's coming off of banger match with Mustafa Ali at C4.
We haven't seen Von Vertigo in an LPW ring in a long. I want to say it's over a year. My memory notoriously terrible, but I know it's been a really, really, really long time. He's going to want to come back and come back with a bang in a main event, win a title. But he's another one who is going to be up against it because MRB. You're talking, or like while I was in the car, you guys were talking about like MRB's kind of new attitude, and I thought about that, and I realized it's not. I've known MRB many, many years. This has always been inside of him, and every so often he just can't control it, and it's got to come out. And that's when bad things happen to good people. And this is going to be a tough road to hoe for Von Vertigo, but I'm sure he's up to the task. Yes, I said road to hoe. I know.
I like that. Just for the clarification, I looked it up. I used the thing called Google Boris. Von Vertigo has not been here since LPW 4 when he faced Jack Pride. The Chelsea Green of pay-per-view, PLE, whatever we're calling it.
And that was over a year ago, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Okay.
24 minus 4.
Well,
how many months is that, Boris? How did they teach me?
1 year ago.
High school in 1995.
I didn't hear that. Are you making fun of my education?
Nope. Not this guy. I wouldn't want that smoke.
Crescent Heights High School, class of 95, baby. Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
I should mention that following NXT tonight up on the Love Wrestling Patreon, I had the chance to talk with Von Vertigo for the LPW show. That is going to be debuting up on the Patreon right after NXT. So if you hadn't signed up for the Patreon, check it out. We had a great
best opening line.
You like that one?
Yes.
Which one?
The opener with Vaughn.
The Vaughn's version.
Well, this is with Vaughn's version. So good. So good.
The LPW show Vaughn's version. Look, hey, if you're giving me Taylor Swift to work with, I'm going to slide one of those in there.
That's right. You're going to skirt the line.
I wanted to do more, but I was like, I should dial it back.
No, should have let it ride.
Oh, no, I had some that I wanted to drop, but
Push the chips all in, Blair.
But LPW show with Von Vertigo, I had a chance to talk to him up on the Patreon right after NXT, so make sure you go check that out. But this match, I mean, if anything could follow Zoe and Vert, it's this matchup. When you have two of the absolute best, you have one of the pinnacles of Western Canada facing off against one of the pinnacles from Eastern Canada, and they're going to meet in an LPW ring. I am so excited for this matchup.
He could be from the east, he could be from the north, he could be from the south. He's showing up to his own funeral. This MRP is dangerous.
Calling it. Put it. I love this. I love these. Just Dash don't care. He's put it all out there. He said,
Yeah.
I love this. He's not skirting no lines. He's not riding no fences.
Boris, this isn't the MRB that was your friend. This MRB committed a crime.
Yeah,
Our last show.
This is a guy who's in a different place right now. Whoever wins this one is damn sure going to earn it. It's another pick 'em. I'm leaning towards MRB, just home field advantage and what's going on in his head and what he proved in November and what he's going to try to continue proving. But it is not. It's going to be earned big time.
Let me ask you this question before we wrap this match up. Is MRB maybe biting off a little bit more than he could chew, having the Oil Rumble Grand Championship defense, and then he is proclaimed that at the Clandestine Wrestling Show on Thursday, he's going to defend that Grand Championship against a person of his choosing, and then he's got to worry about Vaughn. Is he maybe overextended? I know he did the 8-hour gauntlet thing, so he can go, but is this too much going on, or do you think he'll be just fine?
This is something that I can speak to very, very, very confidently. We talked about pride, staying, not getting ready, but staying ready. MRB is sharpened and focused at all times. You saw the 8 hours. I've seen him in the gym. I've seen him just in his life. He is always focused, always ready. He could work a 1-hour match 14 nights in a row and every one would be a banger and he would win. And I believe that, and that's not hyperbole. That's not BS or gimmick or any like that. He can go ready to go, flip of a switch. And there's a lot of guys.
Know you're doubting them.
There's a lot of guys that are like that, but he is definitely on that list of guys who can just flip it on and go. And I'm not saying that Von Vertigo is not that guy either, but I just don't know him the way that I know MRB.
That's fair. That's a fair question. So, who we got winning?
Like I said, I think it's an MRB. It's a Clandestine Society night, but it's going to be earned. It will not be given.
I've heard Von Vertigo described as a wrestler that wrestles every match like it's his last. This literally might be his last.
You're making bold proclamations.
Blair, I'm waiting on you, buddy. You got to make a pick here.
Man, I mean,
we need MRB. I don't know if you've been listening. Have you been listening?
I've been listening. Hey, listen, the only match I would never think MRB was a favorite in was him versus a box of wagon wheels. That's it.
I had a wagon wheel for breakfast today, actually.
But I bet he would have hated that.
I had an omelet for breakfast, in which case I have a conversation I need to have with Eli Surge because the birds aren't real. I don't know what the hell was in there.
With this match,
will you stop?
That's awesome.
Vaughn he's on another level right now. He's been all around the world, wrestled some incredible matches. I mean, the problem is he's facing off against MRB, and you can have the banger matches, you can travel the world, you're stepping into his house, and you have a hell of a fight ahead of you. So I don't know. This one, Vaughn is going to be in tough, but this is going to be a hell of a match. So I'm very excited for this one.
I think we all win this one, and I know that's a cliche thing. But
the fans, and you guys
sure.
get to be front, and you guys get to be front row for it.
Right on top of it, we've got. I think we're lucky enough to have. I think one of the best commentary positions,
and you don't even have to pay for
literally
it.
On top of it.
Yeah.
I get paid to call this match, and that's pretty damn sweet.
We are a Sheik's arm length away from the ring. Isn't that right, Boris?
Yes. Too close. Some great tag team action.
Well, boys, I'm going to steal Blair's thunder here because I know he's we're at the hour. We just passed over. We covered it all and then some. Dash, first time here. Very cool to have you in. Hopefully, we can have you back for more of these because this was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Boris looks like he's scowling at the thought of you coming back for more of these, but skirting the line. So why don't we do this before we say our goodbyes? Why don't you tell everyone where you can find it? We'll start with Dash, and then we'll work our way some way. That's why you do that, Blair. What was I thinking?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead, Blair. Start over, hey.
Okay, here's how we're going to do it. You can find me up on all social media, Graymaker Wrestling Podcast. So definitely check that out. Find me every Saturday doing 4 Exposure with this cute guy right next to me as we take a look at the world of independent wrestling here on Love Wrestling. So definitely check that out. Dash, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Dash in the Park. You can find me on Facebook at the same place, pretty much anywhere. You can find me on heavyhockey.com. You can find me on Edmonton Sports Talk, where we do a live radio show called Oilers Live. I'm pretty easy to find.
There you go.
Tagging along with Boris.
Well, speaking of which, Boris, where can they find you?
You can find me on the Twitter machine at BB Boris. You can find me on Instagram, BBBoris1. You can find me on IWTV on Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain Time for our maiden voyage, LPW 22. You can also find me on a Thursday night. If you're here in Edmonton, you can find me behind the microphone with this guy here. $10 a head for the LPW Clandestine Wrestling Society live event. You can find all those matches on the Patreon as well. And tonight at approximately 7 o'clock Eastern, you can find me and my lovely other half split screening the Godless Oilers and the Beloved Flames as the curse comes to fruition. The sock is mightier than the sword. Namaste, everyone. That was pretty good.
One
more thing. Sorry.
Yes,
I'm so sorry. Pumpkin Pile Drivers is coming back. I sat down yesterday and spoke with Dirty Duke Durango, who you guys may not be familiar with. In Alberta, ask anybody. Ask Michael Richard Blaze. Ask anybody. Duke Durango, an Alberta wrestling legend. We talked about kind of the state of the business today and some different things going on. We talked about some acting that I'm hoping to have edited and maybe put up this weekend. I know Spencer's a very busy man. Hopefully he can fit that in. Plus, I did some guerrilla podcasting backstage at the Oil Rumble. I spoke to some guys before and after their matches. I'm going to edit that all up into a Pumpkin Pile Drivers, and hopefully that'll come out right away as well. I apologize for commandeering. Namaste again.
That's okay, because I just wanted to clarify for anyone looking for your social medias, it's Boris with 1 R.
Correct.
I fixed it. I got it right on the first one. I don't know, man.
I want a T-shirt that says "Get the R out."
Get the second R out, baby.
Pluggo, where can everybody find you?
Well, you can find me at Pluggo_ on Twitter, at Pluggo on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. I know I'm missing one in there somewhere.
What the hell is Blue Sky?
It's another form of Twitter, bro. You can find me every Thursday night at 8 p.m. for Between Two Beers. This Thursday night with Lawrence, because JPJ is in Edmonton, so he might pop in, but he won't be available for the whole show. So Lawrence, the B2B football champ, a.k.a. lawyer extraordinaire, will be there. You can find everything on the show page on all social medias at B2Beards. And then you can find me doing a little audio podcast called Unplugged with Pluggo on all your favorite podcast applications. And you can find my writing right now up on lovewrestling.ca. I did an interview with T.Y. Jackson. I previewed the Oil Rumble, and I'm going to preview LPW 22. I'm going to sit down after this and write it, and go Oilers, baby.
Oh, come on, man.
The missus is in the house. What do you want me to do? By the way, and I'm also going to be patiently waiting for Okada to show up in NXT tonight.
Love you, Melissa.
I feel like I don't even know you anymore now.
I don't understand that. Is that a joke? Is that some inside joke? I don't understand.
There was the rumor going around that Okada was going to sign with WWE and debut in NXT.
Where do you think he's going to end up?
NXT for Von Wagner one-on-one, baby.
Oh.
Calgary Stampeders.
Anyway.
Hell yeah, I'll put Okada and Calgary Stampeders right there, right in the
He's
center.
going to sign with MLW.
He's gonna skirt the line.
Skirt the line. And on that note, Blair,
Okay, so
give us the outro. And
Hey,
let's
what are
get
you
outta
making
here.
me for supper tonight?
wow,
Wow.
wow.
Wow, we're still
A
live.
little
I
respect.
know, I know. She knows.
Mom, the meatloaf. I want it now.
No, we don't eat meatloaf. She's very anti-meatloaf. She doesn't like the meatloaf.
All right, thank you to Dash. Thank you to Boris for
So you're
joining
saying
us.
she's all out of love?
I'm
That's
so
air
lost
supply.
without
That's air
you.
supply.
That's
Meatloaf
not
is I won't
meatloaf.
do that. Meatloaf is I
would
won't
do
anything
anything
for
for love.
See you Thursday, Blair.
Yeah, see you guys Thursday. Okay, for Dash, for Boris, for my good buddy Pluggo, go Leafs, go. Peace in the streets.